Kyuuties, what's up? We're back with some more of the daily N.O.D.E, and today we're going to be finally doing that pedestal slash altar slash whatever you want to call it that I've been mentioning all week that we finally are going to go around to. Let's get straight into that. I've already tried to do this video for about 10 minutes and trying to figure out a certain way to do something, so just figured, okay, I figured out how to do it, so let me just start over so we don't waste 10-20 minutes trying to figure it out. So we're going to add a cylinder. Go ahead and edit that, shrink it down. Oh, hold on. This is important. We need 36 vertices here for the cylinder, so remember that. We know that it really matters. It's not like this is a tutorial per se, right? If you use it like one, sure, go ahead, but it's not exactly what this is for, right? Only kind of. So we're gonna bevel these edges like so. Then we go above, grab the face, insert face into this. Just gonna scale that down to about there, then add a cut because I don't want to be too close to the edge. Then we need to come in here and I guess I'll cut into this. Well, I need to be able to select these. Hold on. You know what we can do? We can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. It's not 10. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is why we needed this to be 36. So we can have 12 spaces here evenly distributed. Vertices, groups assign, deselect. So I'm not going to, it selects the inside, but I can just, it actually, with faces, it doesn't work. What about this? Select? That's just always going to select everything. Unfortunately, that's just how this stuff works. You can't even have it as a, this. I'm not selecting these, but I guess if all the vertices, if it's doing vertices, that's what ends up happening. Let's undo that. I can't save the faces. I'm just gonna have to do this really slowly. Oh well, because I need to come into here and. I didn't realize I could do that. I held shift when I did that. Control while I do that? And the control does that. Anyways, I need to cut into this, I think. Ahead of time. Like that. Unfortunately, which means we need to go back and grab everything. It's here, right? So 1, 2, 3... 4. Oh, was that high, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is all perfect, right? Looks like it. Individual origins, insert face. Then go ahead and, why do I have so much here? How did I have both of these selected at the same time? What the heck? I didn't know that was a thing you could do. Well, let me undo what I just did, because I don't want to have both of those selected at the same time when I'm doing that. Then insert faces again. It's already set the individual origins, and come over here and circle individual origins still turned on. There we go. I'm just going to insert face again, just a little bit, and then we can extrude down. Like so. Then can I undo that? I can, like I wanted to minimize it. I want to bevel the outside, but to do that will be difficult. We actually just remove the faces because it's easier to grab this when you don't have to grab all the faces. But when there is a bunch of faces in there like that, I would have to click so much. Now I can just do that. Everything's selected. Can I bevel this without a face in there or no? Yeah, I need to have a face, so we can fill those in, but then we could come in here like that. Let's undo that. Undo filling that. I'm gonna scale them down on their own. Like so. And then we can... Oops, sorry. Fill them in. Then you can bevel. Maybe I need to be... No, I need to be lower, maybe. If I make it lower, like way lower, then fill that. Actually, scale it out. Then bevel. Did that do it? I mean, that looks fine to me. Question mark, it's just the fact that it's probably like really deep, right? Yeah. Really deep. Bobular. Is bobular a word? Just increase that. And scale them on their own origins. Push it up a bit. There we go. The only problem is like trying to get this to function correctly. I need more faces into this. Delete that. Take the inside here, face, grid fill. I need less of you. Need to rotate you. What is the forward? This is forward. Do we want it to be like that, or do we want more faces than that? There's like a lot of faces for that. Let me undo this a few. Like that. This can't straighten out. There we go. Yeah, I can just live with that for now. The bottom, of course, has like nothing going on for it though. I can just cut the entire thing and then grid fill that. 10, and then just circle it around till it fits, and then there we go. Wait, is that right? The top? Yeah, it's fine. It just looks weird. Right, sure. That's technically what I wanted. Looks like a cheese wheel, though. I don't know if we want to add any modifications to this now, you know, like the cuts in it to mess around with the geometry. It just looks so nice by default, right? Hold on, before I do that, I'm gonna duplicate this, create a collection, and this is spare. This is what I usually would do when I make something off camera, and just have like a spare folder to dump objects into that I might want to use or come back to if I mess them up. I just need to stay away from the orbs. And you can just come in here and just try and mess up the edges. A bit. Give it a little bit of character. A little bit too much character there. And avoid the circles. Surprised that the sides down here didn't get more damaged. Okay. Need to turn wireframe off so I can see what that looks like. Yeah, you can't quite see that, but at least we'll add more character later. We need to add a cube. Edit you. Scale you down. Scale you down more. Scale you on the Z. Maybe even like more than that. Scale on the Z. To here. Oh, this is the front. Whoops. Or this is the bottom. That's what I should be saying. So about there's scale on the Y a bit more. Let's scale this across as far as I can get it. As far that's okay. Scale on the X maybe a little bit more. And then maybe we just cut this a few times. Should have cut it down the middle for a second, see? Where it becomes like proper squares. That's fine. Then take the outside. And I want to bevel that. Probably that's everything. Yeah, I should have just done this. And I should have just done that, right? Duh. And bevel you to give these like rounded corners. And then that's okay. I need this to actually be shaded smooth. Shade smooth. Then we can go and sculpt as well. Just give it some cuts into it here and there. To give it some character. There we go. So there would be like a book here in the center, question mark. Maybe this should be further up. Then like that. Then what do we want to do? I don't know if this should be taller though. Edit this. Just scale on the Z a bit. Okay, sure. Let's just parent this to that. to go around and take all of this. Just gonna take a while, and by a while I mean it shouldn't take that long. As long as you get close enough to that. Oops. Nope. Yeah, the only thing will make it take a while is making mistakes by clicking wrong. Mark seam on that. This is fine to about there. Well, I guess it goes to here if it's going to be like that. Mark seam. Do I want to slice this in half? No. Question mark. So I'll leave it like that. UV editing. Unwrap. Sure. That's fine to me. Edit you. Then what do we want to do for you? Is there anything that just goes around perfectly? I mean, that would have. Yeah, none of this really goes around anymore. We can go around the back, like the bottom. I guess if I can do that to the other side, but I think it's just there. I'll just mark seam there. Does it matter? We can fix it later if it needs to be fixed. I'm just like, what kind of stone do we want? Because it's supposed to be stone. Stone altar? Is that how you spell that? Come back here and Control Shift T. Let's go to our textures and try to find like a good stone. I don't know what would be a good stone for this. Cobblestones, not good. Coral fort wall, what does that look like? Huh. What does that look like? Actually, we must have used this before for the other stuff, right? Because that looks like the stone that we've used for the pillars and stuff earlier in this series. To you over there. Hello? I don't know why I wasn't moving. 0.2. I kind of don't mind the color discoloration, so I can just leave it like that. I think I might have wanted to, let's see, edit you, and I guess since we have this already the way it is, we can just grab everything like that. Control L to grab everything -1, take one off the top, and then pull down actually, and we can maybe let's just see what grabbing this and beveling it does, if it even can have an effect. No, it works. I'm wondering if I want to do that to have it like properly bent down. Okay, let's just like re-grab everything. That, then get real close so we can see what we're doing, and then bevel. I'm just gonna press. Oh, I guess pressing B doesn't work. Is it shift? That's shift spacebar or Control B. Oh, let's do that. Control B. There we go. So just get close to that edge there, but not too close. Like that. Kind of have to -1. Dang. Yeah, I'm just gonna clear seam. No, I said clear. And then we have to go back around and take the heck? Hello? What the heck's going on? Take the one outside there. And just remark those. Oops. Yep, that's everything. Mark seam. Come back over here. Unwrap. Just added more faces to that. I just wanted this to be more rounded into it. The issue is that like you can obviously greatly see where they turn into that. I don't know if I am over here. And like clear this and then unwrap that, what would happen if that ends up being ugly or not? Yeah, it starts losing texture immediately. The areas around the hole are pretty okay, but then like once they get inside it becomes like really bad. But does that matter is the question. I don't know. Question mark. Also moving this back down. Does it matter that they're so ugly on the inside? They're like literally blurred. It's like actually just hard just to get like a good UV, because we could go deeper inside like that, but I don't know, it just doesn't work, I think. If I set it to object, I don't know if that would have make a difference or if it would make it ugly. Yeah, like the outside is ugly and that's bad as well, so yeah, you don't want to do that. I might just leave it like that for now. How about you? How about you just take the stone material and see what you look like? Sure, nothing wrong with that, but don't know if we want to use a different thing or even do this. Lower that because it shouldn't be so dense. I can't really see that that's there. I need like a book to put on top because again, like a tome or a book or whatever would be here. I just haven't made one for the series yet, which is why like this is like out of order in making this, unfortunately. I can leave that like that for now. So, you know, this is connected to that. It's origin to geometry, I guess. Actually, let's set origin to the 3D cursor. And move this up. That's not even a meter. There's a meter there. Weird, that's weird. That's a meter? What the heck? Just keep moving that up a bit. To there, perhaps? And then it needs to be like that. Maybe even a little bit more than that. Which if that's the case, let me undo that. You need to be bigger. Edit you, scale in the Z. Pull it out. I don't like that being like that. So there we go. Unwrap. Then move this back into position about there. Now I need to make the bottom part of this. First off, this still doesn't feel tall enough. There. I need a platform underneath. No, not you. A platform underneath this. That is going to be like weirdly shaped. Scale that down to probably like about the same size as that, but like scale it outward. To be underneath that. Scale the Z down. Put you there. No, that's like that, but then we want to do, like I'm going to duplicate this, drag it over here, scale it down, scale on the Z, back up on the Z there. Actually, undo that scale. Scale on the X and Y. Scale on the X and Y so that the Z stays the same. Put this here. Control that, and let me pull this back a bit. We can scale this a bit as well. It's not too crazy. So there. Grab you. Push you up here. No, I kept it like this because I'm going to... I don't want to do that. Remove these faces. Might only have to like remove one, but it'd be better if I just remove all of them like that. Then we need to do this. Fill that in. Now can I just rotate around? I can. Thank you for the ease of use on that. Maybe even extrude this up a bit. Same thing for the bottom, just to make it easier on everyone. Extrude, extrude. Cut this, scale it on the X and Y. Not the Z. I did that because I'm going to bevel it to round it out. Like that. I think that I need this to not be so close. So take you and you, and I guess we can do that for a second. Remove all of that. And scoot it over so that's pretty close. And then we can cut into you and scale on the X. Then bevel it across. Like so. And it makes for like weird shapes because I decided to extrude them up. I might want to like undo that, which would be by deleting that and then Just filling these in. That also just creates weird shapes though. It's not enough. There we go. 8. Need 8. Face. Good fill. Copy to 8 and see if that's perfect. Yep. I'm not gonna bother with the bottom. There we go. Though, even with that, let me just scale this again. Scale on the X and the Y. Did I want to do that, or I just want to like have like a huge circle underneath and then be fine with that? I don't know. I think I would go in and add an extra cylinder to this. Into the center of that. Scale it on the Z. Move it up into it like that. It's like, do I love that or hate that? I don't know. We need to get the other thing in first. So let's see. We need a. Let's. Why is all this stuff on the outside? I'm going to hide this for now. Add curve path. Edit this. Heck, I can't rotate here. That doesn't make any sense. Why can't I rotate this? Fine, I'll just do it out here. -90. Scale. Edit. Move it. 1. Then a 1 here as well, just for the time being. Move that up for now as well. Then I need to see if this can even be done. We can apply our array to this, question mark. Add empty plane. This needs, let me just add some depth so I can see it. The array to object to the empty. I don't know why it's on that angle. Why are you at that angle? So even when I moved it, I failed to do something for whatever reason. I want to do that. I wanted to move this. Yeah, it's just on that. Because even though I changed the rotation. Oh, there we go. The rotation's back. Okay, there we go. I didn't reset the rotation. That was my bad. So I actually need... Well, we can go 4 with this one to rotate this on a 90-degree angle. If I could screw it, I would love to do that, but we can't screw this. Then we can go in and just edit it, right? But that's where I have it placed in the back. I don't like it being back there, but it will. So like, do that. You can actually get some sense of screw if you do that. You just know what you're doing. Which way do I need to move it? This way. Then this needs to be moved forward as well. And then over here. Over. And then over. And that one should be over there, but this should be all much tighter than that. So bring this down. Should be over there. This should be over here. And I probably should have just subdivided this instead of moving it all down, because we might lose detail if I don't do that. Maybe another subdivide. And we'll go ahead and do that. So how does that bend things? I don't know if like that's good or not. I have to like manually curve this. It's not going to be really easy or even possible by someone like me. I'm just not curving it enough. This needs to be smaller than that. Yeah, why is that not nice? I just bend that over. I need to bend it a lot over. Also needs to be moving this way at the same time. Okay, that's moved over there. Then we need to move it this way. And then that part doesn't need to be moved this way. Like that. Only problem is like getting this attached to this now is a problem, because it no longer is a thing I could just pull into it. I have to like modify it after the fact. Unless I just extend this upwards until they fit. If I pull this way, yeah, it goes out in all directions now, so I can't do that. Only thing I can do is just take a little thing and then lift it up. I had this like times 12. That also would be crazy. What happens if I actually just give it more, like lower the thickness of this really low, like a 2, then pump that up to 12. Do I need to change the rotation of this? I don't know what angle I need to be at. But why is this set to 0? This should be set to 90 at some point. Why is it set to that? I never reset the position of this. I don't like that because now I can't tell. It's a 7 degrees. So starting with this one on the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's 12 things here. It's just like where is perfect. That's kind of like good there. Then I just have to come back over here and I'm just gonna change this back to 0 and centralize it. So 0 there, put it there. Then take this, go back and edit you. It's weird that it gets big and then thin here. But want to take that and move it over to the side. That is 12, right? That does not look like 12. Where did they go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Why did I lose some? Well, let me just get stuff in the position and we can like play around with it later. Can I, what happens if I like rotate Control T? Nothing. So like I need to rotate everything around an area, but I can't do that because we need everything to twist around in a specific way. I guess if we just want to create a spiral here first. Like that. It ends up being okay, but then again, it's just like, where are my 12 segments? I like lost some in the translation there. It's like hard to tell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Maybe that's 12. There's a lot of empty space though. I need to set this back to 0 maybe. Or I need this to be at a amount that doesn't do anything. And then what does 45 look like? Not enough. 90. You lose even more. I'm gonna set that to the rotation. Oh, it actually just got rid of it. Oh well. It's weird, like, what you actually need for this. I need the array turned off. I need this to remove this. And the add mesh. Empty. Set to the empty, so yeah, nothing happens. Even with it off, it's weird. Like as soon as you turn it on, it gains 4. By default, which it shouldn't be doing that. Scale, rotation. Okay, there we go. Its rotation was screwed up. Like it should not have been seeing anything yet. So if I set this to 12, then we can rotate this. There we go. Thank you. 30 perhaps? Does 30 look perfect? It kinda does. And that should just like magically socket into everything. Let me just pull this down so I can see if they all clip through. They do. So let's do that. We can come back into here, edit this, take that, and like pull it into. So they need to be in the center here, but then pull this over. So that it is that. We do want to do any like extra stuff. Like we can grab this and like smooth it out, right? Is there a yeah, there's a randomize button here. I knew there was. So it just messes everything up, right? Just pull this up so it's not clipping through. Take this. Increase the size of these, I think. Don't know how much, like how thick I want them to be. They have a lot of faces on them, which can be a problem. Also, let me just move the mic down. Sorry about the noise from that. Guess I was like, do I want this to be facing up like that, or do I want it to be different? Like, do I want to like move it forward? I think we're fine with this size. Let's just like increase it more, see what it ends up looking like. The bottom ends up looking like a very flushed together, which I kind of like, but I don't know if I want this to be so thick. I don't want it to be like really thin either, because then that just looks weird. right? Like it creates a cool effect down here, the lattice effect, but that's too thin, I think. Like there's like a certain level of too thick like that, and there's a certain level too thin as well. Maybe 6? Like I think 4 is still too small. 5 might be fine. And this is one of those situations where you duplicate something and stick it in the spare so that I can just convert this to mesh. And then we can kind of just do what we want with it. Shade smooth. See what it looks like with stone, because it does already have, it should have already had like a decent thing, but apparently not. The UV does not look great here. I don't have it set to object, do I? No, it's set to UV, which is weird because so the UV is perfectly spread across this thing, so it's weird that it did that. I think it's weird that it's so smeared. Like you would just have to create like another one and change the setting somewhere on one of the values here. Like you'd have to remove this and yeah, drop the Y down. Like just in general, it's just gonna look goofy. I think what you do is you need to undo that. Do the tedious thing of going and editing the object. And coming inside here and just grabbing a random thing that's on the inside. Mark seam on that. Come into here so I can turn around and get a different angle. And just keep grabbing a line. Mark seam, I think that's everything. Then UV, unwrap. Just gave me, that should be 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep. Though I kind of don't like how this looks. I'll also use the alts too. I mean, this is okay, but if I can see if I can get away with this. So take that, I'm going to take this as well, and edit all this together. I'm going to take both of these. Make sure I've grabbed everything. Nope, that's what I thought. Grab everything attached to them. Well, I should just do this and then Control L on that. Control L on that. Then I hate to do it. We have perpetual, not perpetual, proportional editing turn on, and then we just do, this needs to be turned off, connected only. Do this. And then this. Okay, why are you moving that way? Hello? Median point, please. If that's what the problem was. Yes, it was a problem. So, yeah, and then do that, and then just keep moving this. Keep killing my computer to move this into place. It's creating like a much weirder shape now, but still. And I was saying I hate to do this because now the rotation of this object is outside these parameters, so I can't make this be flat again anymore. I'd have to get the other one and bring it back in here. So I'll do that so I can keep that ready for later. See what that looks like. I think that's fine with it like this. I just don't know if I want to keep that like that. So let's do that again. Just gonna undo until we get back in, and then rotate you some more. I do want to squish it in. Do I want to pull it out? Or just rotate it forward a bit more. Maybe even pull it down. What does that look like? The stone... These pipes have gotten kind of warped now. I think that's okay. Could I have like a crystal up here? Like put another slate up here and have a crystal there? Because I needed to have extra stuff here too. I needed to have orbs and stuff here. So I think that's fine. I just don't know if I want it to be that. Like that. So let's maybe move this up. A little bit further back, maybe. Sure. Now, what does this look like underneath that? It needs to be pushed further out. I'm going to take this and push it in until that gets pretty flush with that. Maybe it creates a weird shape now, but like weird shapes are fine. Scoot that to there. I want to just extend this down. I do want to actually just get rid of this and +1 and kill the faces on that, and then give it the same treatment that we gave the top and bottom. Like grid fill and then 8 and then move it into place. Then the same thing with this grid fill. 8 and then click it into place. There we go. Could just do that just so I can take that and pull it down. Portion needs to be turned off. Pull it down just to get it down there. It doesn't really matter too much. Surprised I can actually do that. To insert the face into that. Just the bottom of that. I just don't know if I want that to be like that or not. I don't really know. I might just want it to be in the dirt and not have this shape there. I don't know. There's still so much I need to do with this, actually. It's kind of crazy. We can get rid of that for now. I'll leave this here, though. Edit that. I think I'll leave that in front of it. Now, there's supposed to be orbs here. Now, I can make the orbs. I just don't know what to do with them once I make them. And it's not like I need to make anything. I just need to get some orbs here and put them into position on the sides of this thing. And just add generate mirror. Have it on the other side and just apply that already. You can have that there, but they need to be doing something. Like I said, I don't know if I want to like add a cylinder here. I could just move that up there, but edit this. Let's go to Z. Move you up here. Just have like this slab on top of this. We could take the bottom of this, rotate it like so, just to get it to cooperate with the shape of this object now. I don't know if I like that or not. Undo that. Could just have it here. On top of the other one. Attached to it. It's clipping through the hole though. Bevel that. I don't know why, but I just like doing this and pulling down for whatever reason. I have that, but it doesn't really do anything right now. Oh, I know we could have like a scale on that, but I don't know if that would really matter. Because we could put crystals here, but do I want to do that? Anyways, this. And should these even be spheres? I think they should actually be Icos. 3 might not have give the effect that I want, but I'll go with 3. We're just going to be messing around for a while, seeing what we end up liking and don't like. Let's get rid of that face. Extrude on the X and Y. Hello? The heck? Oh, wrong thing. My bad. Extrude scale on the X and Y. Oh, we actually ran out of music. I had to reset it. Let's just get rid of that. Same thing here. No, not that. You extrude you down to the bottom. Take you, extrude scale on the X and Y. So like, do we just want to make like a bunch of weird faces here? Extrude that down. Actually far enough down so you can't actually see it. Just gonna bevel that a bit for the sake of it. Take the top of you. I said take the top of you. I need to take that. You and you. Bevel you. Then just take everything. Every little line that you got. And bevel it. Then we want to take this, extrude scale in the X and Y, like so. Take this, move it up, and then bevel this. Hello? Why can I bevel this? It's between two pieces. Are you dumb? Hello? Hello? Is it because it's because of this? I figured this was down here. Delete that. There we go. Now we can do this. And then do that. Just gonna extrude this down and then fill that in. And maybe even take the bottom part here and bevel that of it. When in doubt, just bevel your face off. Shade smooth on that. So now we have like this interesting shape on the ground. But do we want that? Like, this is, I don't know how I feel about this. Maybe it's just because of it being stone as well. Maybe it needs to be something else. Let me purge our orphans. Orphans need to be purged on a constant basis. Remember to do that, children. Always purge your orphans. What happens if I do this? And just make it metal. I don't know how I feel about that. And I actually think I need to make these pockets not colored like that. Like this I might want to make void. Geometry to origin. Like this I might want to be like not have any of this. Didn't mean to get rid of that, but that's fine. Let's just get the principled PDF back in there for now. BSDF. And I'm just going to make it black for now. Oh, you know what? It could be wood. Maybe that's what we're missing. Wood. Maybe when I combine some wood and this, I'm opening my textures. You know, we want to make wood and stone together. Dirty planks. We've seen this 1,000 times. Like maybe that was the key ingredient all along, is that we needed wood. Whoops. That's, yeah, there we go. I see that wasn't going to fix that, but it did. Bump. Plug you into here, you into there. 0.2. Might want it to be thicker than that, but oh well. Add hue satch and brightness contrast, just in case. Contrast 1 is pretty good. It makes it stand out as wood. Then you, oh, let me switch this. Wood. What if I switch you to wood? That doesn't look terrible now. It is doing some weird stuff. You need to be UV edited, question mark. Just where do I want to cut you? Here, perhaps. Mark seam there. Maybe I'll cut it in half. And just like not care too much. Big fan out like that. Switch to stone. To this stone. I mean, it looks okay. It's not amazing or anything. This being wood looks better, but I don't know how I feel about it completely yet. And you just floating up here. Do I want you to be there or not? I could have it inside. Like here, perhaps? And scale it up. And we could have like a crystal in there. Granted, it's... I don't know where this needs to be. Because it's definitely... Oh, this isn't straight for some reason. I don't know why that wasn't centralized. 0, 0, just 0 everything, and then we can move it up to there and lower that. Is this UV edited? No, it is not. I'm kind of just like messing around, seeing what I can do. Let's mark seam on you. Unwrap that. Give you stone. A bit of stone there as well. Can I see what I can do? Like if I come into here, take this. This isn't going to be pretty, but oh well. So take like that, proportional editing, and then scale down. Like try to just pull that down to see if that looks nicer, perhaps outside. I mean, I don't hate it. We can have like a big crystal in here or something. Like maybe if I pull this up, like make it big again. And you can have like a crystal in the wooden cage or something. I don't know. It's basically like a cage now. Let's just give you the texture that you need. Crystal. I feel like we might be here for a while. Transmission. Would this be like max transmission? Yeah, it looks fine like that. Can't tell if it's actually transmitting that or not, but oh, we don't have subscreen on, that's why. So now it's actually transmitting what's behind it, if there is anything behind it. Then where are you positioned right now? We can worry about that later. We need to actually get whatever is attached to it that causes it to be in that position. Mirror on you. Have you a little bit closer perhaps. And further up. So it could be... this. I wanted to... My idea for this thing in front of it, I was going to like draw like feet imprints on it to like, hey, stand here, question mark, but I don't know if I really am going to end up doing that or not, because we still haven't figured out what the heck we're doing with this. Just make everything stone, this stone color, stone texture for now. Let's get our orbs. Now this has to do with like the project I'm working on, right? This altar thing has these sockets into it, so you can socket in bubbles to do something with. I'm not gonna like be like too descriptive of what I mean. Like whenever I'm done with this project, you'll know, but just know that the baubles are supposed to socket into the circles on this main piece here. If I need to like shrink this down so that the wood is flush with that. Like that. The only problem is like now that this is what you call it, and I have to move it down even further. Thing. So like that's the ground line anyways, so I don't know, just move it up to there. I mean, it doesn't really matter that this is clipping through the bottom because you shouldn't see it anyways. Just get that close to the ground. Should it be like through it, or should it actually be like inside? Like sitting inside of it? I don't know. That's something we'll have to figure out later. Wait, I'm just realizing it needs to be... Is this not like centered? Like it's geometry? Because like why... I think it's just how these things are positioned. Like it has to be pretty big to work there. Anyways, you. What am I doing with you? I haven't figured out what to do with that yet. They could just be attached to something like this. Right, just like create a elaborate shape for them to rest in, which will be of a cylinder. I need you to be positioned where they're at. I'm going to copy their X position and their Y position. So I just copy that so it's directly underneath this, perfectly centered. So then we just go crazy and just bevel city. And it needs to be socketed, so we don't want this to be too big. A lot of the orb needs to be seen. I'm just going to grab this shape and insert face into that pretty deep. I'm just gonna pull that down so we can play around with that later. By play around, I mean take these two edges and bevel them down. Like that. You can see that that's like rounded around it. Maybe even move this down a bit. Like that. Cool. Let me remove the bottom here. So that kind of screwed us over last time, so maybe we don't want to do that yet. So move you up here. That needs to be turned off, like yesterday. Scale this here, perhaps. Then take that. I also have the bottom selected, by the way, just in case you didn't know. Extrude, scale, X, and Y. I need to actually undo that. Extrude, scale, X, X, and Y. And I want to go in with that. For this, I think. We can scale the X and Y to about there. Grab this and drop that down. Then actually it would be just easier to not do that and just, you know, insert face, scale down, extrude down. That's what I should have done with that. And I might just pull this like way down to about there, like close to the height of this, but not quite. Extrude that down, then take that, extrude, scale, X. I can't grab X, so undo that. You have to unhook your camera sometimes if you want to like go on certain angles. You can't access those axes without unhooking your camera. Scale, X and Y. Height and extrude. First extrude, scale, X and Y. It's gonna make a huge thing to play with. Move that down. Cut to here, like where I want it. Like I guess we can have it similar to that, but not too similar. So about there. And then what we're gonna do is take that and that. Extrude, scale X and Y. Extrude, scale X and Y. Then I'm just gonna keep it like that, I guess. And then we can have our fun. We're gonna go all the way to the top. So you, and you. What time is it? I have 1 hour to finish this. You, and I forgot you. And I'm just going to bevel them all in unison with each other. See what I get. Oh, we have some issues, I see. Because why was that doing that? Oops. Seemed like there's weird stuff happening, but maybe it's fine. Guess I'll just do it all single file, I guess. Well, let's do these edges first, actually. See, why is that doing that? It's because it's not connected or something. Yeah, this. I goofed up with this. That should be not okay. I got rid of everything. That's fine. So we can just do this. Fill that in. Do that. Just hold down F. And the same thing with everything else. You, and you. No. You, and then all the way around. Yes, I shouldn't have been doing what I was doing earlier with how I made this. This one can actually go pretty high, right? Yeah, it can go pretty high up there. This one's super high if it wants to. They want to have like a little last minute fun here. Like bevel that. Like bevel it to there. Extrude scale X and Z. Pop that inside. And then you can take the edges and bevel them. Like that. To do that, we can come into here and do that. I'm going to take the bottom of this, pull it down just so I can get a better bevel on this bottom edge. And there we go. Shade smooth. We have this weird object here. I need these to be hidden so I can see on the inside. Object edit. Grab you, grab the bottom of this. Mark seam. I guess we can do the old cut in half around the back. That shouldn't be seen. Mark seam on you. UV, unwrap. Can bring you back. Computer's just gonna die for a second while it tries to render all these textures again. There we go. So yeah, for you, get that stone in you. Like maybe we don't want that though. Add generates mirror on you, so we can have that. Take both of these. I think maybe we want to push them back, perhaps. That's like inconvenient though, because you're supposed to be holding these while you're doing whatever you're doing here. They need to be closer. And we can just keep this here, I guess. Let's keep it close to that. Might want to add like a different texture for this though, so let's make this new. Shading. Do I just remove everything? Yeah, let's just actually just remove that and get a new thing completely. Remember to purge your orphans. Maybe I want like marble or something if I have it. Control Shift T. Let's see, what do we got? Aerial rocks, bark, book, leather, leaves, coast sand, cobblestone, the coral, which is what we were using, dirty carpet, dry dry river bed rock, what the heck did I say? Fabric, rocks, Japanese stone I think actually is nice, but not for something that looks like this. Metal blade, mossy rock, pine bark, plywood, polystyrene, that's how you say that, right? Polystyrene, actually, I think is what it's pronounced. Rock boulder, rocky terrain, slate. I have a lot of like rocks and stuff. I don't have any niche things, unfortunately. What does the Japanese stone look like? It's like actual like stone, the cobblestone. What does this look like? There's a bunch of pebbles. Yeah, it looks like it's made out of a bunch of rocks and glued together. Question mark. Yeah, it just looks like a bunch of rocks glued. I guess maybe you would want this to be something else. Let me see what I can do with metal. What the heck happened there? Why is it? Oh, because of the displacement? That actually causes it to look weird like that. Let me grab a metal. In here, metal plates. What do you look like? That wood does not match what we needed to do. Metal plate, mossy. I should have like more rusty metal sheet. Okay, so this is a rusty metal sheet. Crank that metallic to max. Might actually want more of it to be this way. The roughness needs to not be so weak. Of course. Color, no. Why did I put color ramp? Bump. Into there. Into there. Then we need to take that down to a 0.1, like just really low. You don't want too much on this one, maybe 0.15. Yeah, just enough to see some of that. And then the roughness needs to be changed. It needs its value changed, I believe. Or maybe the saturation, but we'll change the value. Value up removes shininess. Value down increases it. And the bump action needs to go down. 0.05 off. Still feel like I can see some of the 0.05. Down again, down again. There we go. I mean, that actually looks like pretty nice. I do say so myself. Of course, the texture itself is doing a lot of heavy lifting, not me. What if I made these? Also this as well. This is rusted metal. Yeah, that's fine. And you? I need this to be thicker than this, but I can't actually do that without doing some weird stuff. So I have to do that. I have to like pull it out, rotate it here, then scale it on the Z. And then I had to put it back in. And like hope for the best. don't know if I want these things to be rusted metal or what. I think that's too much of this stuff. It's fine for this, but this being that as well is too much. We gotta find stuff that matches together. Question mark. And this needs to be applied, then edit, U, P, selection to make it its own object. Come over here, do that, and that's like two different colors. I wanted these to be two different colors. We need to come into here and reapply the cuts that we have, but probably like here. Like I want it to at least dip down a bit, but not a lot. This might be the longest daily node there's gonna be. Just because I have to figure out so much to do with this. A lot of this I probably just wanted to change off camera. A lot of the things I've been making I have changed off camera. Question mark. Mark seam. Unwrap. That's unwrapped. So we can come into here, go to edit, and just grab a face in every single one of these. Nope, not you. There, and there. Control L. Create a new thing. Assign that to that. Now, do we want a different color? Question mark? Like green, and then that, and then transmission, and then subscreen, like so. It looks kind of weird. Looks like a huge, like, just dark pit in there. Also, let me come into edit, and this needs to be shaded flat, not smooth. I don't know what color I'd want it to be. Question mark. There's a specific color that would make it look better. Ooh, orange is not too bad, honestly. Question mark. I want to see what this changes. It doesn't change anything. I just wanted to know what the difference there would have been. So yeah, that's fine. Then I'm gonna mess around with this a little bit. Let's mess around with this a little bit by taking this interface, extruding you down, and we can just take the edge here as usual, bevel you down. Take the face here and insert face into it. Might even just pull this up too. And then UV unwrap again. And then maybe the inside of this could be something else. Or the opposite. Like, let me just turn that off. Further down, needs to be there. We're just marking the seam there so I can easily grab this without touching the inside. Come over here, add maybe the metal, and assign that to that. Yeah, so now it's doing that instead. This isn't really comfortable, right? Maybe we can replace this with something else. Looks like nothing's using wood right now. Oh, interesting. I don't hate that, but I want a different texture. Just gonna apply and then just put that to the top and remove that so that it uses this one. And I'm gonna see, we had dirty carpet. I want to see what dirty carpet looks like. Dirty carpet, it's only 2K. Not a pleasant color. And the roughness is complete garbage. Because why is the carpet that shiny, or shiny like that? Just soft thing over the entire thing. It just makes it look like plastic. 0.2, maybe a 0.3. And something needs to be done about the roughness. Because it's weird how it's shining like that. It should not be. Let's see you and see if the value can fix this or if we're just cursed. The value down makes it shinier, so it makes it wet. Value up obviously just removes any kind of sharpness, right? I don't know if I want that to be what this looks like though. Like carpets, I don't think that's good. Good attempt though. Dare I? Whoa. Let's see what we can do with that. Like purple question mark. Like, dare I do this? But I don't know. I don't hate that. Question mark. I just need to take. This doesn't have any faces though. I had to like redo this. I'd have to like delete the face here and then refill that in. Question mark. Grid fill. And then like 8, right? And then just click it over until it fits in the position. That's not straight. That's straight. Then shade flat. Unwrap. Cut that out. Question mark. I guess it doesn't really matter. Then it looks like it already has that texture, but it's just assign it anyways. So you can't even tell that, like that is supposed to be shaded flat, but I think because of this being like this, you can't tell because the surface is completely flat. You'd have to like try to systematically push it down, I feel like. But if I do that, it removes that, then that, which is kind of what I wanted. So let me just do this to try and force some reflections off of the object in squares so you can see it like that. There. Then do I just want these to be purple as well? Have some sort of matching? Why are you like that? No, like you actually, I should just have this set to purple. What I did with the purple. That we could just do them together. More blue, yeah, more blue. And this will be crystal now. Oops. Let me go purge our orphans. Okay, Okay, orphan successfully eliminated. This can be blue, perhaps, to match the purple a little bit better, or maybe it should just be purple too. Just again, create some sort of semblance. Then again, repurge your orphans. Okay, now what? I don't know what to add. Because we have that, we have the sockets, we have the thing for the book. We don't really need to add anything else other than trying to fix what this looks like. Like maybe this needs to be completely changed from what it is. Like maybe we don't want that to be metal, maybe we want this to be, you know, metal. And this to be something else. Like we don't have wood anymore, so we can't use wood. Crystal is possibly doing too much. I don't know. Question mark. It is a bit much, but who knows? Maybe it's fine. And then maybe you just come into here and take this and maybe about here is where it should be. So I need this. Of course I can't grab that. Of course it's going to be dumb like that. Like that, and then you just like mark seam for that. Fortunately it's going to draw that stuff. I want to mark seam here, but the only way to mark seam there is to go the long way and click everything. Because I can mark seam like that, but then it does the edges. I can go clear the seam there, but then I have to go away and like do everything one by one anyways, so like, does it even matter at that point? I just wish I could get into here and grab this, but oh well, we'll just do it the long way. Tedium. The thing I hate the most about making art is the tedium parts, like this. I'll just go over and clicking for an hour. I mean, it's not as bad as like doing line art though. Marks. No, do not do that. Mark seam. Then I might just remove this clear seam on that. Unwrap that. Put a shading. Edit you. Control L on that. New. Needs to be the metal. Assign you to that. Back out to take a look. Yeah, I mean, that's okay. It's just like the stone just doesn't do it anymore. Look, we added the rusted metal. It's like, why are we using stone now if we're going to be using all this nonsense? Right? Kind of looks like a clock. Like, I know it looks like a clock, but oh well. I don't think I'm going to be able to finish this in time. Yeah, I don't like this on the outside like that. It's just like not good. Only because the stone doesn't look nice anymore. I don't know what I would use here other than the stone. Question mark. The ring on the inside's fine, but it's the stone. But why did it default to the crystal? That doesn't make sense. Because putting something on the outside makes it look like a clock. now this has a hard line there, unfortunately, because of the UV being cut on it. Could come in there, like here. And put the gold in, but the rusted metal around the side there. Just around the side. And then maybe here too. And I might need to just make some modifications to this. Control L on that, and then everything on the inside here. Control L. Extrude. Extrude. It's probably fine. Just gives that some depth to that. Granted, like, rather than being sunk in, it probably should be sticking out, but oh well, let's just like undo that, perhaps, and go with the easier task of just taking this and extruding that outwards. So extrude, extrude, extrude. Do we need to get in there and remove all of these? Like even get rid of that, like clear seam on that. I said clear. And maybe mark seam there. Like that. Do I dare take this and then bevel? Oh, I did grab something that I shouldn't have. Let me actually remove these. Like clear, dissolve that, so I can take this and that and just bevel them down as far as I want. Like that. And then maybe we can just have a line go down either side, like that. And then we can maybe do the same thing for here. Extrude. I think I actually accidentally pressed the button twice. You're gonna make it go in, actually? Like extrude, extrude, extrude. Actually, get rid of you. Dissolve that, then take this. I want to dissolve you as well. Dissolve you, take you, and you. No, the whole thing. The whole thing. And our new best friend. And bevel. Friendship ended with insert face. New friendship with bevel tool. Like that, and then we can just fortunately take 10 years to grab the outside of this. Mark seam around that. And there as well. So we can unwrap that. We're gonna have to probably take this and that. I can't see it. Take this and maybe move it down and force it further into this, like there, and then in. Not sure. That's okay. Like it being too high is like silly, so yeah, I think it doesn't need to be like that. Maybe I have to go in here and adjust it again, even though we just changed it before. You know, like rotate it back and then scale it thinner again. works. Make it slightly longer. Okay, that's unwrapped. Then we need to take that and that. Control L those and assign them to the middle. Some kind of symbol here would probably be pretty nice. The stone looking like this is fine, but actually I think what we want to do now is come back here and mark seam there. Control L inside of that and add the metal to that. Metal plate in the back. And probably need to edit it and take everything and extrude, unfortunately. Extrude backwards. And like clear that seam. Maybe try to bevel this. Maybe. Or we won't really get very far because it's not very far we can go, but just get a little mark there. Sign that. Unwrap again for the 1000th time. Don't know how I feel about that. I think we just need to live with it though. The crystals into the back of this thing I don't like. Other than they might have overstayed their welcome. Cool idea, but I kind of hate them now. Question mark. Not completely though, so I think what I'm going to do is take this, move it to there, scale it up perhaps, which that's fine. Come over here to these, edit this, and then do something like that. Delete the vertices. And then try to fix what we left behind. Which one of you are going to be? And fix that, I mean like kill these lingering vertices like that. That shouldn't be doing that. So all of that needs to be gone. And I guess this one too. Good. You're good. You're good. You're good. Oops. Oh, we have one. That's up there. I don't know if there's a like option to kill loose vertices easier. Probably shouldn't even have that on. It's like hard to tell with it on. Okay, next you have a loose one. Hopefully I'm not going too low. Yeah, this one got really messed up. if I got everything there. It probably did. And good. But now... Okay, there's some of them are still clipping, which is fine. It's just we needed to make sure that those nubs were gotten rid of. So you can just take the top of everything and just delete it. So just grab the top. And delete. And just check. Okay, you are still an issue for some reason. Everything is good. That's annoying. I'm just gonna take this. I hate when I see them clipping through, even though they only do it when you get really far away, so I'll just delete those as well. You can still see them, but it's fine. So that looks nice. Now that's cool, but then it's like, okay, now what? I'm just gonna take these and parent them to this bottom piece and scoot this up in between these two, close as I can get it. Should just be closer, like even closer than that. There's still space in between, like that, but maybe it can just float. You need to be to yourself, like not float, but you know, be touching that, like that. And then you can just have like object cube come up to here. I'm going to rotate you a notch forward like that. Do I want to push you forward or what? Okay, get out of the way. Like, do I want it to be there or what? I think that's fine. So this being further back would be nice too. Just so it's like this is a table that you have to work with on top of everything. Question mark, but it seems like that you wouldn't have like much room for that. Unless I like merge this into that. Like that. And try to get this like really close. Or just make this much bigger than that. You know, like edit this, scale on the X and Z, X and Y. Right. Scale on the X and Y again, just get it close to the edges here. And then this could be pushed forward just a bit, and then you have like a table on top of everything. This altar really got weird. I'm not gonna lie. By weird, I mean more gaudy than I was expecting. Let's hit you in there. Go ahead and edit this. About there, right? Move this tube out to there, and I'm just gonna position this properly like that. And like that. I think it's already flush with the ground, right? Yeah. Get you to here. I'm gonna go ahead and remove these vertices, so we just have just that. Scale on the X. down to there. I'm probably going to have to push this back. Let's scoot this as far over as I can get it. Before it becomes an issue. Then generate solidify. Even thickness. Thank you. I might want to move it over though, because you can see it behind. Don't want to see that. Like that. I'm going ahead and apply that. Generate mirror. It already is in the proper position. Then we just gotta figure out how we want this to be cut. Guess we can just do that, but I don't think I want to do that. Remove that and that. And then remove you, so it's just the outside like that, and then mark seam there. Unwrap. I don't know why it looks weird like that. What was this seams? It's just the outside, and then that gets pushed out. That should be okay, question mark. I think I'm going to apply this and then unwrap so that they have different looks to them. And you get the rusted metal treatment. Just to be like, hey, this is bolted down to this, or whatnot. Take this and you need your origin set, so you and you, pull you back. We're over 2 hours now, and it's 5:34. Let me modify you again. Edit. Same thing. Pull it out, rotate it so we can get it on the right way. Scale you on the Y. On the Y. I said on the Y. I wanted it to be longer. It needs to be longer. We can rotate it back to be the right angle, and then just try to get back and fit it in there. So you need to go there. Scoot that in. For your little shelf on this thing. Maybe like the book should just be here and we don't need this anymore. Question mark. And should this be further down in that? And I need this to be like further back, which means I need to come in here and edit this. Pull these back like that, which gives me more leeway to take both of them and scoot them forward. Then I need to unwrap them again. I need something to go in the middle. Like that's all I'm like missing. Not all I'm missing, but it's like something I am missing now. And do I want to just, for flavor, do this? Let's go ahead and edit you, and then subdivide 100 times. Let's subdivide that. And I do this all the time, and I never end up committing to it because I don't have a good like dirt texture. Question mark. Next, I want to do that, and then insert some dirt on the grounds. What am I using in... I'm not using anything, I'm using stone. So... Let's just see what cobblestone looks like. Move view. Because what I would have is the cobblestone here, but like dirt on top of the cobblestone as well, which is too much to get into right now. We're already over 2 hours. I didn't mean to invert that. 0.3. Add color. Getting rid of some of the saturation on that. And sculpt. It doesn't have proper thing to scale. Sculpt that. And then just some of that. Smooth anything here though. Shade smooth. I see, this should be dirt and not stone like this. You add depth like that, but all I have is mossy dirt, I think, right now. Brown mud leaves is all I have. Mossy rock. Dry riverbed. Maybe? Like meh? I'll leave it there until I'm done, but I'm probably going to get rid of it at the end. Back to you. Oh, I need to put something in the center, I think. I just don't know what. Just pulling it back again. I actually have more room than I think I do, maybe? Like there? Might not want that so close, because the transmission of this can be seen. You can see this through that. How many faces do I have in the middle of this? Let's see what I can just do. I'm just gonna see something. I'll just see if I just fill that in with shapes, would that look fine? No, like it's a pattern or something. It ends up being too smooth. Let's undo that. Can I get a circle inside of this? I mean, I can. It's like, do I want to do that though? Like, do I want to try and insert a circle here? Right? And then extrude up maybe? Like up? Perhaps, and then insert face. extrude down. Question mark. And take this and maybe push. Well, I can't push it back. That can't get the proper movement on that now. Bevel you. I don't know if I can bevel this. I guess. But then that makes it look weird, right? Because it's not a perfect line there. It shouldn't be like that. If that's going to be gold. Question mark. Because I have to go all the way around, yeah. Mark seam. Same thing here, gotta go all the way around. Mark seam on that. Then want this to be metal possibly, and then the inside to be crystal. Go to UV, select everything, unwrap it again for the 8th millionth time. There we go. I could also come into the middle here. Select all of this and then set it to flat so that it reflects like that instead of perfectly clear, question mark. Could even get a little messy and grab the center here and try to get like a good push forward like that. Grab the like center as well and try to move it up and not make it too ugly. So it looks like it's kind of jutted forward. The golds here probably should have been rimmed around the outside there, but you can't really do that. Like I'm saying, it should have been around like here and there. I don't think this thing has the faces for that though. It does here, but it's too close to that. But this, you can't do that with this. That's not how that works. Unless you take just this outside ring and scale it in. Right? That's like the only thing you could do is do that. I guess you could do the same thing for this, but I don't think you should. I think you should just do that. And then mark that as seam. Clear that seam. Possibly even like bevel again. New friendship with bevel. You know, do that. Unwrap again. I need to come over here and Control L and make this be the rusted metal so that it's around the edges and not just dipped in. I think I need you to be dented because oh, it looks like it is dented. It is dented. Okay, never mind. Yeah, because I'm obsessed with the denting, but you can't actually tell on this thing for some reason. Just because it's not sharp here. There's no sharp there. Or face inserted into this. UV. Unwrap that. And then you can just put whatever you want on this. Question mark. Though I do think I want to come down here, edit this the best I can. Thankfully I haven't added a bunch of faces to this. Then insert fade. Nope, undo that. Insert face and just scale it to where it would need to be, and then just scale down. First off, clearly seams. Then hit me with a bevel. Like that. Might even scale this out so I can bevel this off of that. Do I add a like thin pull down the middle of this? Question mark. Just for the sake of that, I'm going to have to mark seam down there. Mark seam, that should have gotten the bottom of that, yeah. And then I want to take this and bevel you like so. But doing that does cause the crystal to sink into that, but I don't care. It probably will look cool. I think that's fine. I mean, it's gonna look bad. Like the UV will look bad now because like there's nothing stopping this, right? It needs to be cut in half. Otherwise it's gonna look bad. So let me just grab that. I guess just mark seam and just hope. Wow, look at that. I think I need to do more than just that. What I need to do is just like finish, right? So what I was meant by that is I probably need to just like undo this to there. Yeah, to there. But then pull this down. Adjust like that, maybe. Maybe that's fine. I need to insert face to about there. Is everything? No, God, like the amount that it's just silly. Like how much I have to make space for this for. Extrude this up is what I wanted to do. I wanted to move that up so that it's going underneath that. Then we can move this down a little bit. Insert face into that. No, insert the face. And then move that down there. Which, of course, mark seam down there. Then we can go ahead and just bevel these edges like we want to. I'll bevel this just a little bit. And if I can just take this and like decently pull it down without doing too much damage, then we're good. There. That should look better. Then come back here, cuts you in half. UV, unwrap. There. There we go. I think I can live with it. Also, let's delete this. I can live with just this for now. Should I just like cut that off at the bottom? Like nothing's stopping me from doing that. I should be able to just grab the bottom vertices of this and then just do that. And kill him. Less vertices is good. There we go. I was like, do I need this though? Question mark. I don't know if I do. This isn't mirrored anymore. I can just mirror it in a second. I wanted to change the position of this to be closer to the middle there. I'd like to be closer on the sides there. It's just like, do I want that down there or not? It's probably fine, but I don't know if it just looks nicer without it. Like just have that like that, than having that in front of it. Underneath the entire thing? Question mark, actually? I don't know. Like if I increase the size of this and then just have that like that, does that like amplify the quality of this? What happens if I clip them through like that? To there. I don't know. Do I want them to be like pushed forward? Because you can push it forward like that, like quite a bit. Maybe even like shrink it down just to match the corners. Yeah, I think it being placed like that rather than in front of it dumbingly is better. I can't tell if that's clipping through. No, they're fine. Yeah, I think that's it. That's just like, is there any good way to even begin? Like getting the camera on this thing or what? Also, why is the camera at that position? Hello? Like, why is it positioned there? What are you doing? Let's see, go back this way. Is that the right way? I should be going... Oh, I'm not facing forward, that's a problem. This needs to be set to like 90 so I can see. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, what is with your anger? You're at 50, so why is it so blown out? Maybe just like a slight turn to the side. Maybe aim it more down so you can see it. Like that. that's probably fine. I need to do that. And there we go. Question mark. I'm just gonna get rid of a little bit of that. Need to see where it is now for when I render it out. It needs to be like that, maybe a smidgen down. And go back down to you, turn that off. And there we go, there's our weird like altar pedestal thing. Got really opulent out of nowhere. But I mean, that's just what we designed into. We're 2 minutes away from having to upload this, so it's gonna be late today. Yeah, cuties. Thanks for watching. Remember to buy my stickers or think about becoming a member. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, because we're working on watch time and subscribers. And don't forget, we have a throne now as well. And shout out to the members, EmmyStarr, RaleyDrew, and Alexgkiller 880. Yeah, cuties. Thanks for watching. Tune to the next episode. Like, subscribe, hype, and comment. Another do. See ya.